Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I am a Zimbabwean woman who is currently staying and working here in South Africa. This is what has brought me to your channel. I need advice because there are things that I have been told by the recording studio which I have contacted because I wanted to record my music because I am a gospel musician. So these are some of the things that they have told me, and they've said that if I cannot do that, then I won't make it in the music industry. So I have been a musician for a very long time, and I have always been looking for my own breakthrough, but I have failed to get a breakthrough, and currently I am trying by all means to get that breakthrough. And this producer has told me that the talent is there, but I need exposure, and exposure does not come cheap, and talent will never get me anywhere. And this producer has told me that the music industry in our country, in Zim, it is oversaturated, and if I want to make it, then I need to make a plan, otherwise I will never make it in the music industry. So these are the requirements that he has told me. I started to speak with this man. This was last week after I had been given his phone numbers. He's a well-known music producer in our country. When I spoke with him, he then said that he's going to send me some beats according to some of the songs that I have sent to him as demo tapes. So he said that these beats that I'm going to send to you, I want you to write songs. I want you to rewrite all of your songs, but there are some conditions that I want you to meet when you are rewriting these songs. And he has told me that from now that we are in September, from September now until 2026 in September, I'm not supposed to go to church. I'm not supposed to enter any church premises, no matter what. I'm not supposed to pray, no matter how hard things get. I'm not supposed to look up to God and to ask for God to help me in any kind of way. And I'm not supposed to act as if I am a Christian. And he has told me that I am supposed to get a red garment. And this red garment that I'm supposed to get, it has to have an cross that will be upside down, and I'm supposed to burn my Bible whilst I am wearing that red garment with an upside cross on it. So this is the reason as to why I have come here. I need advice from your listeners. Is this normal? He has told me that the music industry, it is oversaturated, and even if I try to make it on my own, I will never make it in the music industry. And he has told me that there is a big music promoter that is in our country that can assist me, but he can only assist me only if I manage to go for a year without praying, if I can burn my Bible, and if I can start to cheat on my husband. That is another condition that has been set for me. I have been told that when I am cheating on my husband, let's say if I am with a man that I'll be sleeping with, then after sleeping with that man who is not my husband, I am supposed to rewrite any gospel song that I have written before, and those are the songs that I am supposed to record come next year. And he has told me, and he has given me a guarantee, and he has said that if you are able to do this, I tell you, next year you are going to become a big musician. So I need advice from your listeners. Brother Nashi, if you know anyone that has done this before, is this normal? Is this what happens before you become a famous musician? I need advice, and I have already sent money. That is why I keep on speaking with this music producer, because I have already sent the money that is needed for him to make the beats and for the recording sessions. I thought that I would head home very soon so that I can pursue my career in music, but now this music producer is saying that we can't start with the recording process unless if you just want to waste your money. I can record the songs and I can give you the songs, and I guarantee you are not even going to make it far. He has told me that if I want to make it big, even bigger than some of the biggest names that are content creators in our country, I can become more bigger than them and make much more money than them, but I need to follow these conditions that he has told me. So I need advice from your listeners. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Are you a musician? Have you ever tried to approach some of these big recording studios and big record labels? Maybe you can tell us what happened when you dropped your songs, your demo songs to those record labels. This is what our sister is saying. She said that last week she spoke with this other big producer, and she's been told that next year in September, that is when they will start to record the music, and she has been promised that if she burns the Bible, if she follows everything that she has been told, there is a music producer that is going to be brought from Tanzania. He's a gospel music producer, and he is the one that is going to record her, take her through the recording process, but she has to burn the Bible first. Strange things they do happen in this world. Then there is another message that was sent to me. This message that was sent to me, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My story, it started when I was still in South Africa. I used to be a truck driver. Life was very beautiful and life was good, but then came Dudula. When it came, things got so bad in the company, and we started to fight amongst ourselves as Zimbabweans because of the things that was now happening in the company. So back in those days when we started working for our boss, he only had Freightliner trucks, which are very difficult to drive, and they are not only difficult, but they are dangerous as well to drive. So he had over 50 trucks, 50 of those Freightliners, and there was no one who wanted to drive those trucks because those trucks, they are quite old and they can kill you, especially if you are going downhill. They have a habit of killing drivers. So there was no one really who wanted to work for our boss. It was only us that were desperate, that were working for that company. So our boss, he hired mainly Zambians, Zimbabweans, and people from Malawi. So our boss, he had loads that went to DRC and Zambia. So if you were a Zambian driver, then our boss will send you to Zambia and DRC, and if you were from Malawi, our boss will send you with loads that were going to Malawi. And us as Zimbabweans, he used to call us his midfielders because we were the ones that could go anywhere. We would do local routes and we would go to Mozambique, Zimbabwe, as well as Zambia. So this is how we used to work. Life was really good, I tell you, even though we faced so much dangers on the road, but we were able to live a very good life. Fast forward, that was when our boss told us that he wanted to upgrade. He then upgraded his fleet and he bought 50 Scania trucks, those ones that are quite comfortable and easy to drive. After he had bought the fleet of Scania trucks, then that was when trouble started. He then told us that there were people that were approaching him. They wanted to know how many South Africans he was hiring, as well as how many foreigners that he was hiring. He told us that trouble was brewing because these people, they kept on coming back. and he told us that they kept on threatening him and they had given him an ultimatum, and this ultimatum that they had given him was that with the 40 Scania trucks that he had bought, 41 they were supposed to be operated by local people, then 9 were supposed to be operated by foreign drivers. So most of the people from Malawi and Zambia, then they found work somewhere else, and us as Zimbabweans, we were stuck. So our boss then said that he was going to try to make a plan, but he could only keep 9 of us. And then we started to fight for dogs that were fighting for a bone, and people started to bewitch each other. There was a lot of witchcraft that was happening at that time. So I did not use any witchcraft on anyone. My boss somehow, he favored me, and then he said that I was going to stay behind. And everyone, they want to feed their family. There is no one who wants to get fired while another person keeps on working. That is why people started using witchcraft on each other. And there was a guy who was called Themba. Somehow Themba, he just felt jealous when he heard that I was amongst the 9 people that were going to remain behind after everyone was going to be given their farewell packages by our boss. So Themba then went to the boss and he told the boss all the things that I used to do as a truck driver. The salary that you get, it is never enough. Then you have to make deals, especially if you are doing cross-border. Sometimes you can meet people that are going to Zim that will be having some goods. Then you carry those goods and they pay you something. And we used to do other deals since we had fleet cards. You would go to a service station and then you won't pour the entire fuel. Then you can speak with the guys that will be pouring the diesel into your truck, and then quickly they can speak with someone else, and then they can bring their car and they can fill up their car, and then that person pays cash. That is how we used to survive. Most truck drivers, they do it anyway. So Themba, he knew this. He used to do that as well. But Themba, he thought that he was much more clever than anyone else. And us as truck drivers, like, we have this weakness. If you are doing your deals, you record yourself and you send it to your fellow truck drivers. We always do this. I don't know why. So he used to do the same. If he was stealing diesel, he would even take a video saying that I am now enjoying my money, and I would do the same. Everyone in the company will do the same as well. So there was one trip when I was supposed to go to Zim. I was in Musina. There was this other South African lady who had came to the same truck stop. Her truck was parked there, and her trailer had some problems with the tires. She then spoke with us as truck drivers because she wanted some tires to put on her trailer. And if you were driving a truck that is owned by a white person, mostly the tires would be in good condition. So us as truck drivers, we will sell those tires knowing that our boss will just tell you to go and get those tires fixed. So that woman approached me and told me that my trailer, it was really clean and it had good tires that looked brand new. And she said, how about we make a plan? I need those tires so that I can get my truck back on the road. And then we spoke and she told me how much she was going to give me. I then calculated and I saw that this woman, she was going to give me a lot of money. And in those days, me and my wife, we were busy building our house and I needed cash fast. I then spoke with the lady and I said, if you are able, I can give you, for each and every set of 2 tires, I can give you 1, meaning that the whole trailer, I was going to remove 1 tire per rim, and every rim, it goes with double tires. So we then did that. So I was busy taking some videos, telling my other workmates that I was about to take a huge risk. I was going to drive from Musina all the way to Harare with single tires, and I was fully loaded. So we were laughing, and I was telling them that I was going to take this risk because I wanted the money. I did not know that Themba had kept that video and other videos as well of other truck drivers. I drove slowly until I reached Harare, and along the way, I was bribing the police, of course, and I gave the money to my wife. When I arrived at the destination, that was when I told my boss that my tires had burst, because I then put those fake tires, and I told him that the tires were bursting. He said, go to this garage and you're going to get yourself fixed. When he saw those videos, I was at the yard. He took a big spanner and he wanted to beat me up with the big spanner after Themba had showed him the videos. That is how I got fired. After I had been fired, I wanted revenge. I knew what Themba was doing. Themba was dating this other married woman. She was a South African woman, and her husband was a taxi boss, and I knew that taxi bosses, they are not to be played with. I then went to this other taxi rank, and I went to this other office for this other taxi association, and I asked for the phone numbers of that taxi boss. I spoke with him. I did not even hide my anger from him. I told him exactly what Themba was doing with the wife. Then Themba was found dead. He had been shot right on his forehead, 2 bullets in, and he had been shot by people that were not even known. Later, they got arrested. I was already working. By then, I was working for another man who owned a truck as well. I had a terrible accident because now I started to see the ghost of Themba. One day I was driving to Durban. By then I had started to see the ghost of Themba. I had a dream when I was by the truck stop. I saw Themba. He was pushing me from the driver's seat, saying that you are too tired, let me drive. Then I saw that there was blood on the windshield as well as blood all over the dashboard. And then I had a jackknife. The truck jackknifed, yet it was not raining, and I was not even overspeeding, because at all the times I made sure that I drove my truck within the speed limit of that area where I'll be driving. But all of a sudden I saw the trailer that I was pulling. It was now in front of me. I lost the job. I lost another job until my wife then said, let us sell our car. We then sold our car, and then we returned back to Zim. Then we started to sell second-hand clothes that we were buying in Mozambique, and I started to face a lot of bad luck. And I went to a traditional healer who told me that the ghost of Themba would come and stand in front of my shop, so that people, when they wanted to enter my shop, Themba will say, no, do not go in there. There are other shops with better and beautiful clothes. That was why we were not making any money. The traditional healer then gave me a belt which I use. So this belt I always to block the spirit of Themba. Right now, his relatives are suffering because he is making his relatives to run mad, to go sick, so that they can go and they can find out what really happened to him. And he is making his relatives to be sick. And this belt that was given to me by the traditional healer, it blocks other traditional healers from ever finding out who really set him up. And he is angry. Themba's spirit is angry, causing his relatives to always have bad luck. And I want to release them, but the traditional healer has told me not to worry about things that do not concern me. As long as me and my wife, we are enjoying life, that is all that matters. That is what the traditional healer told me. Sometimes I take that belt when I am naked and I tie it around my waist. Even if I am with another woman that I will be sleeping with, she will be surprised to see a man just wearing a belt, not wearing any trousers or anything, and being on top of him. So I would be completing my rituals as I was told by the traditional healer. When you post, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Am I supposed to follow the instructions of my traditional healer, who has told me not to worry about things that do not affect me directly? As long as I am making money, he said, I'm not supposed to worry about Themba's relatives. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Let us try to speak with our brother in the comment section. strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Have you ever worked with someone at work? If you do anything with him and then he runs or she runs to the boss and tells the boss the things that you did, if so, you can come to my inbox and you can share with me your own side of the story.